everything. So that's exactly what I did. I made sure that I was present in every single meeting. Hybrid, I was there. BA team meeting, I was there. PMO team, I was completely present. And I honestly feel like it really kind of helps me to gain like an overall insight and knowledge of the project. And that skill and experience that I gained during that time really helped me to secure the role that I'm currently in at the moment. So we finished our project in March 2024, and I was just able to just apply for jobs, but I kept getting a lot of rejections. So one thing that TriTech did, they were able to advertise Benghazi career engagement. They revamp your CV, they help you with your interviews skills as well. So I was just able to contact them and get myself involved as soon as possible. They're able to revamp my CV, and I was able to apply, and thank God I was able to secure a role as a project portfolio manager, infrastructure and digitalization. And I can only thank TriTech and Benghazi, honestly. Thank you so much for just the skills and the knowledge and the experience that I was able to gain within the 9 months of being in TriTech, and I was just able to take that on in the role that I'm currently on today. So if you are watching this and you're currently thinking of joining TriTech, please do. If you are currently a student in TriTech, continue pushing through and
I'm Yasin. I'm a business analyst working in the finance industry. I'm here to share my journey with TriTech, which I joined January last year. Before TriTech, I was working in the catering industry. Having my MBA, it was very hard for me to start my career the right way due to lack of experience. So by joining TriTech, I was able to take part of a project as a lead BA, and that has helped me build my experience and also build my confidence, which was really, really handy when it's come to interview for the job that I've landed today.
Hello everyone, my name is Gladys Kabwanga, and I first joined TriTech in 2023. I first started with just a taster session, and afterwards I was completely hooked. So I decided to sign up straight away. So then I went on to do the 6 weeks training, passed my exam, and then I was assigned as a project manager for Team Bravo. It definitely came with its challenges, but one of the best advice that was given to me by the PSA or the BSA was to basically just get my hands involved in everything. So that's exactly what I did. I made sure that I was present in every single meeting. Hybrid, I was there. BA team meeting, I was there. PMO team, I was completely present. And I honestly feel like it really kind of helps me to gain like an overall insight and knowledge of the project. And that skill and experience that I gained during that time really helped me to secure the role that I'm currently in at the moment. So we finished our project in March 2024, and I was just able to just apply for jobs, but I kept getting a lot of rejections. So one thing that TriTech did, they were able to advertise Benghazi career engagement. They revamp your CV, they help you with your interviews skills as well. So I was just able to contact them and get myself involved as soon as possible. They're able to revamp my CV, and I was able to apply, and thank God I was able to secure a role as a project portfolio manager, infrastructure and digitalization. And I can only thank TriTech and Benghazi, honestly. Thank you so much for just the skills and the knowledge and the experience that I was able to gain within the 9 months of being in TriTech, and I was just able to take that on in the role that I'm currently on today. So if you are watching this and you're currently thinking of joining TriTech, please do. If you are currently a student in TriTech, continue pushing through and get yourself involved in literally everything, and make sure you just retain, like grab and seize every single moment, because it definitely will help you in the real world. And yeah, and all the best and good luck. Thank you, take care, bye.
Hi guys, my name is Gabriel Adiloo, and this is my success story. Yes, I did it. 5 months at being at TriTech, and I got a job as a project manager. A project manager, guys. Guys, I got shivers, honestly. I can't thank TriTech enough. Honestly, I cannot thank TriTech enough. Honestly, me and my wife were just screaming and shouting. My parents were over the moon. Literally, my friends were even surprised. They want to join TriTech. That's how crazy it is. You know, when they say seeing is believing, now they've seen it, now they want to do it. Now they want to do it. So guys, this is my success story. I started TriTech in about November 2020, so in and around 11th of November. And I worked on a very technical project named Project Supreme. You can find that on Basecamp. And I had no knowledge whatsoever in project management, being a project manager, being a business analyst and a PMO. No knowledge whatsoever. But you know what? I came in through my friend and I spoke to Ade, and Ade said, listen, you will get your success story, but you need to work hard. If you don't work hard, then it will not happen. You need to use LMS. The resources will be there for you, but it depends on you whether you use it. And I said, okay, you know what? If I'm gonna do something, that's the thing with me. Once I wanna do something, I'm gonna go full head on and I'm gonna do it. And I came in, I started the project. It was about building a portal for recruiters to get potential candidates from TriTech. So we worked on this. This was 5 months long, this project. And while I was working on this project, I used LMS like crazy, guys. Guys, honestly, I used LMS like crazy. I was looking on it. I used the PM support, which was Moideen. Shout out to you, Moideen. You were amazing. You were an incredible mentor as well, by the way. So I used that to my advantage, and I also spoke to my teammates about project management, about the project, about things that we need to do. So I was learning as I was leading. So I was the project manager, but I was still learning from my teammates. And that's something that you will do even in the outside world. You will constantly learning every time. So guys, be humble and just learn. Get your head down and learn. Interact with the team constantly. It's a vibe, man. I had serious vibes with my team. Honestly, I had serious vibes. So fast forwarding now, I got my interviews. By the way, the CV writing, you have to pay for that. That is worth every single penny. No, every single kobo. I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. Honestly, I got the CV writing done. They got it done for me. It took a while because it's a CV writing. It's got to be up to scratch. It's got to be good for the corporate world. So she done that for me, and I sent loads of applications. I just sent the CV to loads of companies. I got feedbacks. I got interviews from loads of companies, but only 2 out of 4 got back to me, and one of them is the one that I'm going to be working with now. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I got the role as a project manager. Honestly, it took me 5 months. That's because I was learning. I was learning. No matter who it was, every single one of my team members at Project Supreme taught me something. And they taught me a lot of things that would really benefit me. And it has. And as you can see, I'm reaping the fruits of it. So guys, please, whatever you're doing, whatever role you're studying to become, execute it. Constantly learn. Use LMS. LMS is a powerful tool. I'm telling you now. Anyone that says TriTech wasn't good, or if anyone that says that they had a bad experience at TriTech, it's a lie. Let me tell you, it's a lie. Because I did it in 5 months. 5 months. With no experience. I didn't have a clue. At the first start, I didn't have a clue in what I was doing. Someone said raise log. I said, what's raise log? Someone said MS project plan. I said, what's that? I didn't know anything. And now look at me. I'm going to go in as a project manager. It's amazing, guys. Anything is possible when you put your mind to it. Okay? So guys, I just want to thank TriTech so much again for all your hard work. So you guys are amazing. How you are helping people, it is amazing. Honestly, I cannot thank you enough, because I'm able now to step into a proper career. and it's just amazing. And thank you so much, Adeshola, for everything you've done for all of us. It's been amazing. You were simply sublime. The support was incredible from you guys, and Moideen as well, mentor, solid, mate. Honestly, you guys need to continue treating Moideen as an asset, because he's an asset. And also my team members, Project Supreme. You guys played a very, very big part in my success, and I thank every single one of you. Guys, your success stories are coming, and I can't wait to celebrate it with you, okay? So guys, God bless, and thank you so much for listening to my success story. PM, baby!
Hi everyone, my name is Adeshino Ilami. I want to share my experiences about how I joined TriTech. So last year, January, I got tired of my previous job, and I needed something more flexible. So a friend recommended TriTech to me.
Hello.
So let's start.
Check when you're ready.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to our tech session in project management and business analysis. So don't worry, you're in the right place. We just decided to play a few testimonials to get you pumped up and ready and energized. We've got more later on in the afternoon. So without further ado, we are going to start. My name is Dr. Adeshola Cole, and I am the CEO of TriTech Consulting Limited, a multi-award-winning tech company that has helped many, many candidates secure the roles of their dreams. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a 2-hour session. I understand today is a Saturday. We have things to do, places to go to, and so on and so forth. The agenda is on the screen, so please go through the agenda, and I will be going through this accordingly. So from meeting the CEO, which is myself, all the way through to the discounted offer that we're going to announce towards the end of the session. You will notice that you're all muted, and it will remain that way. So if you have any questions or comments, do feel free to put it in the chat. But yes, are we ready to start? Give me a yes or a no in the chat, and then we will begin. Okay, fantastic. We also are going to have a giveaway, and the way that we do the giveaway is the person that responds the most and answers the most questions will have a giveaway at the end of the session. So admin, please keep an eye on the chat. Okay, Mohammed, when you are ready, please. All right, so this is me. My name is Dr. Adeshola Cole. I'm married with 3 amazing children. I've got a 15-year-old daughter and 2 boys aged 9 and 7. A little bit about myself. I was born in Hackney, and then I lived with foster parents in Birmingham up until the age of 11. At the age of 11, I was taken to Nigeria, and that was where I continued with my university education. I went to LASU, otherwise known as Lagos State University, and I studied literature in English. Are there any LASUites on the call? Let me know. Greatest LASUite, great. Okay. It was an eye-opener, very, very different to what I was accustomed to here in the UK. But guess what? We survived. I survived. So I studied literature in English, presented my dissertation, and then I was ready to come back. I was ready to come back home. So when I came back to the UK, I did a lot of odd jobs. For example, I used to work as a cleaner in many, many hotels, cleaning rooms. And then I worked in a Jewish bakery in Stamford Hill, selling cakes and donuts and meat pies and everything else. Then I worked in a gambling company, otherwise known William Hill. And then I found my way in the bank. So I was in the bank for 10 years. I worked as a cashier. Then I worked, yes, I studied in Nigeria, I know. So I worked as a cashier. Then I worked as a sales advisor. I was a top sales advisor. So I will be the one, when you used to go into the bank back in the day, because it's not the same any longer, I will be the one to sell you your loans, your credit cards, your mortgages, your life insurance, home insurance, all of that stuff. I was a good seller, top seller. And then from there, I was promoted to a bank manager, which was predominantly sales. So within 10 years, I had all of these different roles within NatWest Bank. But guess what? There was a problem. The salary was not matching the job titles. Who can relate? Yeah, they give you this really nice, posh job title. It's nice when you tell people, yeah, I'm a bank manager or I'm a manager. But every time I got paid, it was nothing to write home about. And I got really, really frustrated. And more reason why I got frustrated was because every year they will give me promises, make a lot of promises. You need to get this amount of sales, you need to hit these targets, and then you're going to get your pay rise and your promotions. It never happened. And even when I got my pay rise, it will be 0.0 something percent. That's not going to help me at all. So every day I was miserable. I was very, very miserable within the bank. Another reason why I was miserable was because it was overshadowed by work politics. When your face doesn't fit, you have a lot to say, you have a lot to contribute, you have so many ideas, but you're just not given the opportunity. So that was me. So I was having a conversation with a very good friend of mine, just moaning, when you're moaning about your job, you're tired, etc., etc., etc. And he was like, why don't you try project management and business analysis? At the time, we didn't used to call it transition into tech. We just used to call it get a job as a project manager or as a business analyst. And I was like, okay, never heard of it before. No clue what it's about, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So I joined a company similar to what I now run. So this was in 2014. It's been a long time. And within 3 months, I was able to get my success story as a project manager, and I left the bank. Now, how did TriTech come about? Within that company where I got my success story, I stayed on as a mentor. And that's when I realized that I had a passion for mentorship. I would literally mentor people and they would get jobs. Back to back to back, project management jobs, BA jobs, PMO jobs. And that's when I realized that, hold on a minute, this is something that I really like and I really, really enjoy. So in March 2017, I was pregnant with baby number 3. And I thought to myself, let me just create a little company to get me by. I really didn't have a vision of how impactful TriTech was going to be. I just thought, let me just try. And I remember when I started TriTech in March 2017, there was a lot of backlash. I had no confidence. I was doubting my abilities. And I really thought to myself, is this something that I want to do? However, roll on 2024, I guess it's the best decision that I have ever made. Yes, I also left my job as a project manager to focus on TriTech full time. But when you look at the amount of success stories and the awards, which I'm going to go through, it was a sacrifice that was made, and it's something that I have no regrets about. So let's have a look at some of the awards that we have achieved over the years. So within that company, I was Mentor of the Year 2016. I won the award for Woman of the Year 2018, recipient of an award for Youth Empowerment 2020, again, Woman of the Year 2022, a Rotary Recognition Award 2022, Emerging CEO of the Year 2022, an African Achievers Legacy Award at the House of Parliament 2022, Global Excellence Outstanding Woman in Tech Award 2023. We were featured in Forbes Africa, where we did an interview on helping the Black community in particular. And that was in February 2023, and that was a dream come true for me. And featured in the top 100 most impactful people in Africa 2023, and also this year, top 100 influential global voices 2024. And the most important thing are the success stories. And over the years, we have over 5,000 success stories. We've been around, March next year will make it 8 years. So we've been around the block. We're old school, but we know what we're doing. But yes, these are some of the achievements that we have gotten over the years. Charles said, I'm challenged by your achievements. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Let's have a look at the next slide. Memorable moments. So these were some memorable moments for TriTech this year as well. On the left-hand side, I was at the House of Parliament a few months ago where, yes, where I delivered a session on AI at the House of Parliament. So that's me sitting somewhere. It's very, very obvious. This is me in the middle, always the shortest. Everywhere I go, I'm the shortest. But I was with the former Minister of State for Business and Trade. He was launching a book in which I was invited. And again, one of the shortest. The last picture on the right, I was with the Security Minister, Tom Tugendhat, delivering a session on cyber security. Yeah, TriTech added to my height, absolutely. So yes, very, very memorable and proud moments for myself and my team. Next slide, please. Okay, so that's enough of me, and thank you so much for listening. But we're going to talk about, some of the problems that many of you on this call encounter when you're trying to transition into tech. But before I go into that, in the chat, I would like for you to tell me what you're doing currently. So what is your current profession? It's nothing to be ashamed about. Listen, I've been a cleaner, I've worked in a gambling company, I've worked in a bakery, I've done all of that. So just let's share, what everyone is doing, and that gives me an idea of, what to talk about. So stay-at-home mom, okay, a carer, a kitchen porter, call handler, healthcare assistant. We've got scrum masters, a chef, a support worker, a nurse, a lot of support workers on the call, carers, stay-at-home mom, teachers. We've got a few teachers, support worker, quality control, nothing at the moment, sales manager, internship, security officer, full-time working mom looking to diversify, a restaurant manager, a support worker, recovery worker, working in a warehouse at the moment. So for many of you, I am assuming that you are tired of your job and you want something better for yourself. And I am hoping that at the end of this session, you will be motivated to do entirely that. It was something that I did, you moan and you complain, but if you don't do anything about it, you're going to be stuck in the same job. Guess what? 2024 is literally about to end. We're going into a new year. And at the beginning of the year, I'm sure some of you were complaining how you were unhappy with your job and you did nothing about it. So now is the right time. However, what are some of the problems that many of you encounter when you're trying to transition into tech? The lack of relevant skills. Now, for many of you, so for example, your carers, your chefs, your restaurant workers, etc., you might be thinking that you don't have the right skills. Now, for a lot of you, what you're doing currently has some aspects of tech that you do not know about. So for example, communication skills, people skills, dealing with challenging situations. Slides have disappeared. Where's the slides? Can you see the slides? Okay. Can we get the slides, please? Thank you. Sorry, guys. Give me one moment. We're just waiting for the slides to come back. But anyway, let me carry on. Can we look into this, Mohammed and David, please? Thank you. So for a lot of you, you're doing something that is entirely different from the tech world, but there are aspects of tech or aspects of what you're doing that you can bring into the tech world. So like I talked about, communication skills, dealing with people, for example, is one of the biggest things you're going to be doing within the tech world, and so on and so forth. I'm just going to carry on because I can't see the slides. A lack of experience is another problem. Now, in the tech world, having certification is fantastic. But in the industry that you're looking to get into, what is important is relevant experience. So in TriTech, we are going to give you that experience. When you go for an interview, the interviewer wants to know what you have done. So back in the day when I went for an interview some 10 years ago, it was all about, tell me the definition of agile. Tell me the definition of a stakeholder. But now the interview process is very, very detailed. Are there any of you that have gone for interviews of recent? You're looking at about 3 to 4 stages of an interview where you need to do case studies, you need to do presentations, and everything else in between. According to this data right here, 86% of CEOs prefer candidates with experience over those with certifications. So having your certificates is not a bad thing, and I'm not going to discourage any one of you from having your certificate. But remember, it's one thing to get the job, and it's another thing to keep the job as well. Companies do not have the time to train you and teach you on the job. They want to hire someone that is capable and experienced. And in TriTech, that is something that we're going to do for you. Now, another problem on here, and this is something that I do go through from time to time, is imposter syndrome. So are there any of you on the call that perhaps you're going through that at the moment, or you experience it? For me, I have a phase where I do, and then next minute I'm fine, and then next minute I'm going back into it again. And this is where, so for those of you perhaps working as cleaners or care workers, you know that you're better than what you're doing, but you're lacking that confidence, number one. But number two, you feel ashamed of your ability. And that is something that is stopping you from, challenging yourself to do better. So with imposter syndrome, we find that many, many people go through this. And this is a reason why so many of you are not challenging yourself to transition into tech or get a role that you enjoy. I personally think that we're very, very clever people. I'm a proud Nigerian woman, okay? I'm intelligent, and I think we have that intelligence in us as Africans and so on and so forth. And I think we just need to test the waters a little bit more. Imposter syndrome is something that will restrict you in just doing what you're doing and getting trapped in a bubble, and that's it. So you need to challenge yourself, you need to have more confidence, and just test yourself to do better. Now, look at this data right here. 70% of workers report experiencing imposter syndrome at some point in their careers. Isn't that crazy? And as someone has mentioned, it's really down to confidence. So for a lot of you on the call, that is what you're experiencing, where you don't have the confidence based on perhaps your experience. For some people, even their accent is a barrier to them. And I'm here to tell you today that your accent, your age, what you're doing, or whatever background you come from should not limit you to what you want to become and what you want to do. Very, very important. The last thing on here is a mismatch between skills and industry needs. So what do I mean? In 2014, when I transitioned into tech, which was a very, very long time ago, it was all about Prince 2. Yeah, that was the in thing at the time. Prince 2 was everywhere. And then if you think about it over the years, it's been about Agile and Waterfall and Scrum. And now if we think about 2024, any guesses in regards to what it's been about? So every year you find that the tech world is changing. Absolutely, Richard. So now it's all about AI and cybersecurity. But AI is the biggest in-demand tech skill or knowledge to have right now. Okay, so what we mean in essence is that the tech world evolves constantly and rapidly. And it's very, very important that even if you get your foot in the door as a tech professional, you're constantly updating yourself with the latest tech trends. So it's all about AI And I actually think that next year as well is going to be all about AI. And the good thing in TriTech is that we actually train you on AI as well. So every year we're checking the market and we're looking at in-demand tech skills that you need to have. So tech is always evolving, and that is the beauty of tech itself. So AI is also included in your package. Next slide. So why do you need to transition into tech? First and foremost, financial growth. And no disrespect to any one of you on this call, but think about the long hours that you're doing. Think about the shift work that some of you are doing. You're getting home, you're tired, you're not having time for your family, you're not even having time for yourself. And then when you check your bank account, it's not making sense. Yeah? The beauty of tech is this. A lot of time people work from home. I'm not going to say it's easy. There are projects that you're going to be working on that are demanding, but there's something called work-life balance. So if I was to ask some of you right now, what are some of the times that you get to work? What are some of the shift works that you do? Some of you will say, I do 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. I do 10 a.m. till midnight because, you know, you want to make more money. The longer hours you do, the more money you make. How about the less hours I do, the more money I make? Yeah. How about you working from home? How about you having time for yourself and also doing the work? And when you check your bank account, it's matching the work that you're doing. Yeah. And that is for me one of the most important things about the tech world. I'm sure some of you have family and friends that are currently project managers or business analysts at the moment. And I'm sure that you can testify that they've got new houses and cars and they look good. Yeah. So they're into the soft life. Can anyone relate? I love the soft life. You know, the soft life is they just look good. They're not too stressed. They're going on holidays. They're looking after themselves. They're looking after their families. Money is coming in. It changes the generations and generations to come. And I think for me, financial growth and independence should be one of your biggest motivations. It is the absolute truth. And as I talked about work-life balance, within the tech space, you will find that some people are doing hybrid. So for example, they do 2 days in the office and then, you know, they're working from home. They have their holidays, they got their laptop, they're drinking champagne or whatever it is, and they're working, they're not too stressed. And again, that's the good thing about the tech space itself. Working smarter and not harder, as someone has said. Someone said, I'm tired of being an understanding carer. But you know what? It is the truth. How about we change that momentum, and how about we change our lives and get paid for the work that we do, and not just get paid, but get paid good money. Another reason why you need to transition into tech is because of the growth that comes with it. So once you get your foot in the door, you can start off as a low-level role and then just work your way around. So you will find that many times you could start off for example, as a project manager, do that for a couple of years or a couple of months, whether you're contracting or whatever. Then when you get tired of that, you can get a role as a business analyst. And then when you're tired of that, maybe go into something else. So it's not a stagnant role. And also, personal growth and impact. So the good thing is that the moment you get your role, you're also impacting people around you. So imagine, for example, you're telling your colleagues within the care industry that you're leaving that job because you've gotten a tech role. What's going to happen? It's going to also change their mentality. And then they're going to think, wow, if she can do it, then I can do it as well. And also you can give back. The moment you get your role, you can actually train and mentor other people. So there are many, many reasons why you should get into tech. Financial growth, work-life balance, easy transition, and impacting people around you. as well. Have I convinced all of you to get into tech? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat and let's keep it moving. Oh, thank you, Anthony. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, next slide, please, Mohammed, when you're ready. So, how does it work in TriTech? For those of you that are adamant that, you want to change your careers, how does it work in TriTech and how can we help you with this? So in TriTech, we have a 10-step process, and this is evident on the screen in front of you. So step 1 is we give you access to something called TDL. Netflix. So how many of you went on Netflix last night or even this morning? Give me a yes or a no in the chat. Yes, I think I did. Listen, it was Friday. I had a hectic week. I just needed some me time. So I went on there and watched something by Tyler Perry. I mean, there's no sin in going on Netflix, but guess what? PDL is very similar to Netflix, but obviously all of the videos are tech videos. The moment you get access to TDL, you will forget about, yes, Beauty in Black, you will forget about Netflix. What does TDL stand for? Any guesses in the chat? And admin, I hope that you're keeping an eye on everyone that is chatting so we can pick our winner. TDL, yeah. TriTech and then DL. Any guesses? So T stands for TriTech. D, what's happening all around us? I, or you're close. TriTech Digital, just the L. So back in the day, if we want to study, what do? We take our bag and we go where to study? The library. So who's going to give it to me? TriTech Digital Library. I don't know who the winner is. I'm going to let the admin team select the winner. However, so we have a TriTech Digital Library. And this library has over 200 videos that you can access at any time. These are not your learning videos. So you're going to have your live training like so. But these are videos on topics such as ChatGPT, AI, imposter syndrome, data analysis, cybersecurity, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. So yes, it used to be called LMS, absolutely. But we decided to change the name and make it a bit more personal to TriTech. Yes. So that's step 1, access to TDL. Step 2, hybrid training. So in TriTech, we train you in both project management and also business analysis. Any guesses why we do that? So why do we train you in both? So technically you're getting 2 for the price of 1. There are many, many reasons why we do this, but I would like for you to guess in the chat. Okay, so they're connected, they work together, they're interrelated, they're interconnected, interwoven, diversity, exactly. They complement each other and so on and so forth. So absolutely, they work together. So the project manager needs the business analyst and the business analyst needs the project manager. So therefore, it makes sense that you have knowledge in both. That's number 1. Number 2, nowadays, when you get hired for a job, it's expected that you have knowledge in both project management and also business analysis. So therefore, it gives you an added advantage when you're going for interviews. We have seen where project managers have been hired and they've also been expected to do the role of a business analyst because every company is looking to do what? Cut costs and save money. So that's number 2. Number 3, there are many of you on this call that perhaps you might think you're a project manager, but in actual fact, you're a business analyst. And you might think that you're a business analyst, and in actual fact, you're a project manager. Or you're just confused. You've heard about PM, you've heard about BA, and you're not really sure which one to go for. Are there any of you that fall into that bracket at all? Yeah, so you're confused. Are you a project manager? Are you a BA? You're not really sure. So in TriTech, we train you in both, okay? The training is for 7 Saturdays, 7 consecutive Saturdays. Now, next year, we will introduce evening training, but for now, it's Saturdays only. So when we train you in both, you automatically know which one you want to focus on for your work experience. Or you might decide, do you know what? I want to be hybrid through and through, and therefore I'm going to learn everything. So when you're writing your CV, you can actually put on there that you have project management experience and also business analysis experience. Fantastic. Step 3 is an assessment. So when you've done your training, you would do a mini assessment. Now, this assessment is for your own learning. So you answer a series of questions, and depending on the right or wrong answers, you know the topics that you need to work on for your own development. Step 4, practical work experience. In TriTech, we do not give you a mock project or a case study. You are going to get your hands dirty. So if you listen to some of the testimonials, I think Gabby talked about how he was on a project and they were fighting. This is going to happen because you're going to be clashing with people and so on and so forth. However, it's the real deal. All of the projects that you're going to be working on are digital or AI related projects. You're going to be working with people from all over the world, Nigeria, Ghana, America, the UK, and so on and so forth. And yes, sometimes you will butt heads, but that's going to help you in terms of, communication skills, emotional intelligence skills, dealing with challenging people and stakeholders, and so on and so forth. Your work experience is typically for 3 to 4 months because you're going to work on a project and see the end result of that project as well. So you would be given a software developer. All our software developers are in Nigeria, and they will build whatever you're working on. Step 5 is career coaching. Once you've completed your work experience, you would then be handed over to our career coaches for 4 weeks. And their job is to prepare you for the job market. Sometimes we understand that it can be very, very daunting. Okay, you've done the training, you've done the work experience, what's next? So this is where we now put you into coaching for 4 weeks. The career coaches are HR experts. So they're going to train you on how to apply for jobs, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, and so on and so forth. So remember when we talked about imposter syndrome and lack of confidence, they are going to instill that confidence within you. And that's going to be for 4 weeks. Step 6 and 7 are regular knowledge sharing sessions that everybody joins in TriTech. So these are topics on anything at all, dealing with lack of confidence, how to use ChatGPT, how to apply for jobs, and so on and so forth. So everybody joins these sessions in TriTech, and then they're recorded and uploaded on TDL. Step 8 is your mentorship. So the moment you have an interview, it's our job to help you and prepare you for that interview. So how many of you have gone for interviews at present? So how many of you have tried or attempted to go for an interview? Yes, no? Tell me about it. Not easy. Like I talked about back in the day, 10 years ago, it was very, very easy. One stage, you get the job. But now you're looking at about 2 to 3 stages, presentations, case studies, and so on and so forth. So in TriTech, the moment you have an interview lined up, our job would be to pair you with a mentor who is going to prepare you for that interview. So worry not. Step 9 is where you hopefully get your success story and you get a reference. So TriTech is our training school, and we have our own internal companies that work under TriTech. So that is where you will get your reference, because what you're doing is consulting, okay? And then step 10 is where you would join the alumni platform once you have gotten your success story. So if we look at steps 1 to 10, which one is your favorite on here? So let me know in the chat from 1 to 10. So someone said 4, 5, 8. Someone said this is a master's degree, success story, career coaching. 4, 1 to 10, absolutely. 8 and above, 1 to 10, 4 and 8. 4, okay, 4 and 8, which is the mentorship and the work experience. 1 to 10, all 9, which is the success story. 1 to 10. Fantastic, guys, fantastic. Okay, next slide, please. All of them, absolutely. So these are the career coaches. Can someone remind me what number that is? I get this wrong all the time. So remember we talked about after the work experience, you would go to the career coaches for 4 weeks. I think it's step 5. 5? 5, okay. So these are the guys that you're going to be spending your 4 weeks with. So either you would be with Samuel Akinlotan, Abayomi Ishmael, or Adeyimika Balogun. So these are amazing HR experts that know their onions, they know their stuff, and they're going to coach you, motivate you, train you, and prepare you for the working environment or the tech working environment. Next slide, please. So this is a really interesting one as well. We have an immigration advisor within the TriTech platform. So many times we get questions on, you know, sponsorship and visa statuses and so on and so forth. And that's not really my forte, I'll be honest with you. So we now have our own immigration advisor, and his name is, wait for it, Sir Daberichi Indubisi Iwaha. Did I try? I think I tried. So his job is to, every month he has sessions and everybody joins these sessions, and it's an opportunity to ask all the questions that you need to ask in regards to, thank you guys, in regards to your visa status or switching from a care visa to a tech, or, you know, all of that stuff. So he's an expert. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. And also, if you have any questions, you can reach out to him. But every month he has immigration sessions with many, many of the candidates on our platform. And it's open to everybody. So it's all online, whether you're in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, the US, you name it, everybody has access to him. Next slide, please. Another thing that we've also introduced is LinkedIn optimization. So this is something that we just newly introduced about 3 months ago. So what that means is once you completed your work experience, we would also help you optimize your LinkedIn profile on a one-to-one basis. So how many of you have a LinkedIn profile at the moment? Give me a yes, give me a no. Thank you. Okay, so yes, you have a LinkedIn profile, but what is it saying that you're doing? So question number 2, is it up to date? When last did you update it? You want to get into tech. Is it saying that you're a shopkeeper? Do you get my point? So this is something that we just introduced, and we have a wonderful LinkedIn professional who would have a consultation with you, identify what you're looking to do with your LinkedIn profile, and then we do the rest for you. And guess what? This is also now included in your package. So Mercy, for example, you said customer service, you want to get into tech. There are aspects of customer service that you can actually leave on your LinkedIn profile. So for example, dealing with customers, challenging situations, et cetera, So we would refine that and use the right language to ensure that your LinkedIn profile reflects that you have experience within the tech space, okay? So this is something that we just recently introduced as well. Next slide, please. Top 5 performers also receive a professional certification. So every cohort that we have, we identify the 5 strongest performers. So what is that, or what are we looking for? You're attending your lessons, you're getting involved in the work experience, you're watching your videos on TDL, and you're 99% active. And then the management team would select 5 people and they would receive a certificate in Agile from APMG. Next slide. Amen. So training dates and times. So we're wrapping up. 2024 is literally about to end and we're about to get into 2025. It's super scary. So these are the training dates and times. Okay, this year was just fast, like crazy. So 2nd of November to the 14th of December. These are the training dates and times. However, we understand that for some of you, November, so who can relate? For some people, November, they've switched off already and they're already in Christmas mode. Can anyone relate? Yes or no? I definitely am not. I am the Scrooge at Christmas. I don't know what Christmas has done to me, but I'm not about Christmas. But for some people, from November, Christmas decorations already in their houses, on their doors, etc., and they've switched off. So for some of you, you might decide, you know what, I want to have my training next year because Christmas has started in November. So if that is the case, that's fine. And what this means is that you can defer your training. So if you're not ready to start on these dates, then you can join or start in January or whatever works for you. 2nd of November to the 14th of December, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. As I mentioned, in January, we will introduce evening training. So it's something that I'm working on. Okay, so Merry Christmas to those of you that have already started celebrating Christmas. Next slide, please. You also get a certificate of completion. Yeah, so, you know, when you're talking to your family and friends and you're bragging about all the wonderful work that you've done in TriTech, and then you just show them the evidence, right? So this is what you would get. The certificate looks like this, a certificate of achievement with your name, nice, bold and bright, and also the type of project that you're working on or you've worked on. So you get a certificate of completion as well. Thank you. Yes, very, very pretty. Next slide, please. And these are some of the tools that you will be taught when you join, taught how to use when you join TriTech. So we've got Basecamp, we've got Balsamic, we've got Lucidchart. Do not worry if these sound foreign, it's completely normal. But we're also going to teach you how to use all of the tools that you're going to need for when you get your success story. So did you notice what I said there? I said for when you get your success story. Next slide, please. So I made a lot of noise around TDL. I actually think that, yes, if there's anything that I'm going to brag about, it would be TDL, yeah? And we're going to show you why TDL has a lot of bragging rights. And if you have questions, please put it in the chat. If you have any questions at all, yes, we train on Microsoft projects. It's one of the tools as well. It's all inclusive. So everything that I've talked about today is all inclusive in your package, okay? So we're gonna log into TDL and see for yourself. Deborah, what's your question concerning TDL? Please let me know. So on here, this is like your one-stop shop. On here, you have your training materials. On here, you have your timetable. You can also do like an assessment. Any questions, do feel free to put it in the chat. It's absolutely fine. If I do not answer, the management team and admin are on standby to help. Thank you. So on here, you've got your training materials. Can you see the drop down? So your LinkedIn optimization, you can also put in a booking for that when you're ready. If you have a job, then, or sorry, an interview lined up, then you can apply for a mentor on here. You can also take a personality test, which is AI integrated, and that will give you a guide on what to focus on. So everything is on here. So what we're going to focus on right now are the training videos. Now, I want to make something very, very clear. We are not going to just give you videos and say, go and watch videos. This is an additional learning support system that we are giving you. So you're going to have your live training, you're going to have your work experience, and think of TDL as your library. When you go to a library, there's information. Think of it as your dictionary, your Chinese buffet. You know, when you go for a Chinese buffet and you take a little bit of everything, that is what TDL is all about. Now, remember that today we're talking about project management and business analysis. So these are the videos that you would be given access to. And it's up to you which videos you start with first. However, you have 9 months access to TDL and 9 months access to TriTech. Does that make sense? So you can get your success story in 3 months. You can get your success story in 4 months. You can get your success story in 5 months. It's entirely up to you, but do bear in mind that you have 9 months on the platform and 9 months access to TDL. So let's have a look at the videos. So these are the videos that you would have access to. Sorry, guys, my eyesight. Just give me a moment, please, guys. So sorry. So on here, you have all these videos, right? So you've got your induction. You're going to have a live induction, but it's on here. Now, remember I talked about your training, your live training for 7 Saturdays, right? Let's say, for example, you're not able to make those 7 Saturdays, or let's say, for example, you have an event or whatever the case might be. There's already a recorded version of the live training on here. Does everybody understand that? So the live training that you're going to have over your 7 Saturdays is already recorded and uploaded on TDL. So what that means is you can actually complete your training before the live training itself. Yeah, but let's have a look at some other juicy topics that we have on here. So we've got videos on project governance. MS Project is on here. We've got videos on stakeholder management. Change management is on here as well. We've got videos on financial management. Can we do all of this less than a month? Absolutely not. This is why we're giving you 9 months. We've got videos on Google Analytics. We've got videos on digital transformation. We've got videos on Agile. There's a lot of videos on Agile and Scrum on here. We've got videos on a project manager's diary. So what does a project manager actually do? There's a lot of videos on that on here. We've got videos on CV writing and interview preparation. We've got videos on confidence at work. Quality management is on here as well. Effective communication, dealing with imposter syndrome is on here. Hybrid project management roles as well is on here. Using ChatGPT for achieving career goals is on here as well. How to use LinkedIn for job searches. Emotional intelligence in conflict resolution is on here. Self-awareness, navigating the Tech Nation visa route is on here as well. Landing a tech job in 2024 is also on here. And all you would do, remember you have 9 months access to TDL. And it's like a library. So you select any topic that's of interest to you. Toyin, please repeat your question. Thank you. Is there a suggested sequence? Not necessarily, no. It's whatever is of interest to you. So for example, let's have a look at this topic on here. Harnessing the power of ChatGPT to achieve your career goals. Yeah, so we know what ChatGPT is all about. Yeah. How many of you use ChatGPT at the moment? Give me a yes or no. I do all the time. for creativity, or if I have a brain freeze, I'm on ChatGPT. Yeah, it's not a sin. There's no sin in using ChatGPT. So this is an amazing session that is going to, you know, teach you on how to use ChatGPT for many, many things. Let's have a look at another topic. And the good thing about TDL is that it's mobile friendly. So what that means is you can actually have it on your mobile phone. So let's say you're at work, you don't want to talk to anybody, you just want to be minding your business in the office. You just play a video of your choice, put in your AirPods, your earphones and whatever. Bob's your uncle, that's it. Or let's say you're at home, the kids are making a lot of noise, it's half term at the moment. Again, you're in the kitchen or whatever, play any video on your phone and that's it. So this is a topic on, what's this topic? I didn't see it, I missed it. Financial tracking. So again, you've got the video and that's it. Let's have a look at another topic very, very quickly. Effective communication skills, which is absolutely key in the tech world. So maybe for some of you that perhaps you've never worked in a professional environment at all, again, you've got the PowerPoint and the mentor in the background. So these are just project management videos. Let's have a look at the business analysis videos. So Ramon, like I mentioned, if perhaps you're working on some of the Saturdays, then you would have to watch the recorded version of the training on TDL. But what I'm looking to do next year is introduce evening classes. So the BA training as well, you're going to have your live training, but there's already a recorded version of the live training on TDL right now. Okay, does everybody understand that, please? Yes, no, yes, fantastic. So let's have a look at some of the topics that we have on here. We've got videos on requirement gathering, requirement elicitation. We've even got videos on software testing on here. We've got videos on how to create user stories. General data protection is on here as well. Benefits of management is on here as well. Scrum Master Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and Part 4 is also on here. We've even got cybersecurity videos, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and Part 4, also on here. We've got videos on business analysis, interview questions and answers. Scrum Master, the job application process is on here as well. A day in the life of a business analyst. Yeah, it sounds like a Nollywood movie, absolutely. We've got videos on robotic process automation. We've got videos on big data. How do companies use your data? We've got videos on introduction to AI itself on here. Keep going because of time. Topics on business intelligence, topics on business architecture for those of you that are very, very techy. Topics on interview case studies on here as well. So this is why we call it a library. Keep going down. Attaining excellence as an IT professional. LinkedIn optimization is on here as well. The difference between a project and a product, and so on and so forth. And again, you select any topic of your choice. Management, can we look at the chat, please? Thank you. Any topic of your choice. Remember that you have 9 months. So you might think, oh, AI, that sounds interesting. You select the video and you press play. Okay. Is cybersecurity now off of it? No, so cybersecurity is also in here. We do have a separate course on that, but we have videos on cybersecurity also within TDL. Again, select any topic of your choice. Why only 9 months? I believe that's more than enough time for you to get your job. I wouldn't want you to be on my platform for over a year. So 9 months gets you motivated and it gives you a timeline that you have 9 months to get your success story. So the moment you register with us today, you get access to TDL today. Yeah. So this is, for example, a day in the life of a business analyst. What does a business analyst actually do? So if you were to describe TDL in just one word, what would it be? User-friendly, informative. Deborah, so you need to reach out to admin if that's the case. So remember that the videos that you would have access to are project management and business analysis videos, because that's what you've paid for. But all of the topics that I showed you would be included in those videos. Yeah. So it's all encompassing, it's informative, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So that is TDL. This should be your reference, your library, and everything else in between. And like I mentioned, the moment you come onto TDL, you will forget all about Netflix. Next slide, please, and I'll hold you to that. Okay, candidates' testimonials. We listened to some at the beginning of the session. Yes, I will be announcing the offer very, very shortly. But in the meantime, let's listen to what some of our candidates have to say who have gone through the process and now they are excelling within their tech careers. So Mohammed, who do we have first?
Ayo going first.
The great Ayotunde. Hello.
Hello, doctor.
How are you?
I'm very well. Good afternoon. Good afternoon,
Good
everyone.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I can't share my screen, but I'm sure you can all hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes. So thank you so much for inviting me, and I think it's usually a pleasure coming on board and sharing my experience with TriTech. I've been a fan of what TriTech does, and I joined TriTech, at a very critical stage of my life. A little background about myself: my career journey started as an accountant, and I just got into a place in my career where I found it very difficult to actually, make some progression. It was like I was hitting a ceiling, and due to just similar to your experience, needed more time. I needed that experience, that managerial experience, but I wasn't getting it through. And for me, not only was I an accountant, I was qualified. I had an ACCA, which was a global certification. However, it was quite difficult to then break through to senior management roles, and I had issues with individuals, and I just decided to make a bold transition into business analysis, and voila, I came across TriTech. I did my training in TriTech in 2019. So I was one of those early bees, your baby, and it was a comprehensive training program for me. I received a lot of mentorship, hands-on project experience, which were very pivotal to my career change. And I also, went through the 6 weeks. At that time, it was 6 weeks training, 5 weeks, 5 Saturdays training, and then in business analysis and project. But I knew that I was going to be a business analyst because of the analytical background and some of the soft skills I have within my role then as an accountant. And swiftly after the project, I settled into being a business and a support analyst. I also received a lot of mentorship and guidance from other colleagues. It was more of working on several deliverables. I was able to own my experience in requirement gathering, process mapping, stakeholder management, leading projects, and working through various phases within a project to ensure efficiency, with our projects that was assigned to us. And as I continue to grow within TriTech after my project, I was opportune to offer myself as a support analyst, and that, of course, ensured I grew within the ranks, and got my first role, which was quite very impressive. I was shocked, after a few months of rejections here and there, but I kept on with it. And the encouragement I received was that You know, once you put your face or once you put your eye on the ball, you are not distracted, you will keep moving forward. And despite all of the distractions around, but I kept at it. And I landed my first role, went through a few other roles afterwards. Today, I'm a senior product owner. I manage infrastructure projects that integrate AI solutions to businesses, driving automation and making intelligent decision-making processes and systems, blending my financial acumen to along the way, relying on my business analysis background, product ownership skills, ensuring that I'm able to bridge the gap between business needs and technical solutions, and delivering innovative products that transforms organizations. One of my classic project was working with the National Health Service, helping as one of the BAs on the project that delivered the COVID pass. That was very, very remarkable. And I think I received an award. My team received an award for that as well, from the then Prime Minister. And then I've gone on to work in several places, more uh, security inclined solutions for the for the National Defense Service and the government in some instances. But I'm just very grateful to my journey in TriTech and the continuous learning growth and leadership that's TriTech offers. And I'm just hoping that someone today will be listening to me and we're making that change and that decision to be part of TriTech, knowing fully well that you are just at the very edge of shaping your career, and becoming who you actually want to be, and that's just my journey in a nutshell. Thank you so much, Mama Hawk. I'm so grateful. And thank you to all of the TriTech team who has made this possible. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ayotunde. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was an amazing, fantastic success story. I actually remember when you joined TriTech as an accountant, and you're now one of our top trainers within TriTech itself. And now you're a senior. Congratulations and well done. Mohammed, who do we have next?
Emmanuel going next. Emmanuel, when you're ready.
Emmanuel.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Emmanuel.
My name is Emmanuel. Sorry, I can't put my video on now. It will be in a different place. So thank you so much, Dr. Adesholako, for giving me this opportunity to to share my success story and how I came into TriTech. And yeah, so late last year when I finished my master's, I started volunteering for a social enterprise organization, and that's because I already know that within the UK, work experience is basically everything. So during my volunteering journey, I got exposed to project management, and I said to myself, this is an area that I would really like to explore more. So I started researching online to see how I can actually get into the space. However, coincidentally, Instagram started suggesting, different organizations, different boot camps to me, based on my Google search history. So, and having gone through all the different options that I saw, TriTech really stood out based on people's review and even reaching out to people on LinkedIn that actually gone past through TriTech, which happens to be one of the main driver why I actually came to TriTech. So in April this year, I attended the PMBA webinar, just like the one we're having right now. And Dr. Adishola could literally, sold the future to us, and I was absolutely thrilled. So I registered the same day and I was onboarded. So during the course, the training, I attended most of the training sessions during the course, and those that I couldn't attend, I obviously had to watch the recorded versions of those topics. So fast forward to the work experience. First of all, to the work experience. We're divided into several teams, just like Dr. Ishola had mentioned, to work on real life projects. And this was where the bulk of the work is, because there were lots of knowledge to gain. But it wasn't really easy because you have to, shuffle several commitments outside of TriTech and then trying to make sure that there are limited distractions. So I made sure to remain focused on that particular end goal. And on this live project, I was selected as the project manager, and this live project is still ongoing as I speak because we're now in the execute phase. And just 2 weeks ago, and this happens to be my first my first job. I would say my first application. I just accepted a job offer, which is my first application. I just accepted a job offer from an organization within their transformation and delivery team, and I'm currently still in the project. So the interview process was very hectic, but the main reason why I stood out was because I was leveraging the experience that I got from TriTech and being able to apply. I had to go through about 3 stages of interview just to get that. So I just want to say thank you so much to Dr. Adishola Cole and other TriTech staff that has put this learning platform together and supporting everybody every step of the way. And to everyone on the call, just give this a try, and you just be surprised at how much knowledge you can take away. So it is one of the best investments that I've done for myself, and I'm pretty sure that's the same thing that it's going to be one of the best investment that you can have on yourself as well. So thank you to everyone,
Congrats,
and yeah,
Emmanuel.
that's my yeah.
First
Thank you.
application, first job offer. Aren't you lucky?
Yeah,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Well done, and thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mohammed, who do we have next?
Essay going last. Essay, when you're
Essay.
ready, please.
I'm actually trying to share my video. You can't start your video because the host has stopped it. Oh, can you give me permission to share?
Mohammed, please, thank you.
Essay, when you're ready, please.
Yeah, can
Hi,
you see me?
Essay.
Yeah.
Yes, we can see you and hear you. Hi.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you guys today. I actually started my TriTech journey back in, I would say it's 2022, because I learned about TriTech from my elder sister, which was she was among one of the first sets of candidates in TriTech. So I would say I didn't really need much convincing because I already knew this is what I wanted to do. So I joined the taster session like this, and once I listened to Mama Ock, I already knew I was going to join TriTech and go through the process. But I had to complete my master's program, which was a little bit related. It was a Management of Business IT. So I spent my time learning about business analysis and project management. And after I was done with that, I decided to join the platform. And once we joined the platform, I remember back in, was it 2023? Yeah, I joined 2023 in November. Usually the program is always 6 weeks training, but that period we had the training for 2 weeks. 2 weeks Saturday. It was really intense, and I learned a lot before we started our live project. So during our live project, I made sure I spent a lot of time on TDL to watch a lot of videos to upskill and learn about project management and business analysis. And one thing I would say that stood out for me was that I had an open mind. It's okay to not decide on which of the aspects you are confident in, but I already knew I'm more of a business analyst because of my analytical background. So I had that open mind of being an hybrid member on my team, and I learned about business analyst and project management as well. So it turned out well, because a lot of companies, like Adishola mentioned earlier, they're looking to cost, and they're looking for someone that can do both. So I would say that stood out for me in my interviews. I had about 4 interviews, and I eventually got my success story on the 3rd one. So it was a really good time for me in TriTech, and I learned a lot from my mentors. I always ensured that I collaborated with my team members to deliver the project. And it turned out right. And I'm really, really grateful for all the support and everything that TriTech is doing. And I want to thank Mama Ork once again for setting up this platform and helping a lot of us. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Efe. What's the name of your sister?
Stella.
Oh, Stella. Okay, I know Stella. Oh, wow. Tell her I said hi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mama
Thank
Ork.
you. Congratulations and
Yeah.
all the best.
Yeah.
So a huge well done to Ayotunde, Emmanuel, Essay, and many, many, many other success stories that we have. We couldn't grab any of the women before someone says, why are they all men? We tried, but I guess it's a Saturday, the women were busy. I knew someone was going to say that. So the women were busy doing what they were doing. So we were only able to get the men. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, and well done to all of you. Okay, next slide, please. So we're going to, I think we're still ahead of time yet because we're due to end at 2 p.m., but I think we will end before 2 p.m. So what I'm going to do is just discuss some of these roles extensively. So I'm going to talk about 3 roles in particular. The role of the project manager, the role of the business analyst, and then the role of a PMO analyst. So how many of you on this call are adamant that you're project managers? You know, that's what you're interested in. You like to lead. You've got leadership skills. You're a people person. You know, you like to be in control of situations as well. Anyone, or we're all hybrids, or we've all changed our minds and we want to just be hybrids? Let me know. Okay, hybrids. All right, fair enough. So the project manager role is a leadership role, and there are 2 words that come to mind when you are looking into this role: responsibility and accountability. And what that means essentially is that as the project manager, you are responsible for ensuring that everybody is doing what they need to do within the project itself. So whether that's the business analyst, whether that's the software testers, whether that's the PMO officers, whether it's the change managers, whoever they are, it's your job as a project manager to ensure they are doing the needful. And accountability. Ultimately, you are responsible for the success of the project. If the project is successful, you are accountable. And if the project is a failure, you are also accountable. So your job in a nutshell is all about managing and monitoring what everybody is doing. You need to be someone that is very articulate. You need to be someone that is a people person. Because think about it. Imagine you're being brought in as a project manager to manage a business analyst that has 20 years of experience, as opposed to you having 1 year's worth of experience. So how are you going to communicate with such a person? So you need to be someone that is very, you like to communicate effectively. You're a people person. You know how to motivate and get your team on your side. You also need to be someone that is very organized and detailed. Okay, so your job is to plan the project accordingly. Within a project environment, you would be given a start date and an end date. And also you would be given a budget and a timeline. So it's your job to sit with your team and then begin to plan the project in each stage. So you need to keep an eye on timelines and budgets as well. Also, as a project manager, you're managing any issues or risks associated with the project. So what is a risk? What could be an issue? A risk is, say, for example, there is a risk that we will not end the session today at 2 p.m. It's a risk. It hasn't happened yet. So as a project manager, you're going to come up with a contingency to ensure that doctor finishes the session at 2 p.m. And then issues, on the other hand, are things that have happened already. We did not finish the session at 2 p.m. because doctor was talking too much, for example. So that's an issue that's already happened. And your job as a project manager is now to manage that issue so that it doesn't have a negative effect on the project. So ideally, you are an all-rounder. You're checking what everyone is doing. You're also ensuring that the project itself is of high quality. Whether the aim of your project is to build a house or a website or a mobile application, whatever it is, it's your job to ensure that when you hand this project over to your client or your stakeholder, it's of very, very high quality. So you are the leader. You are responsible and accountable for ensuring that everyone is doing what they need to do. You're ensuring that your project is within timeline and budget. You're dealing with difficult or challenging stakeholders. That could be your team, and it can also be your clients. So for example, if you have directors and CEOs who are very, very hard to get hold of, and you need them in your meetings, that is an example of a challenging stakeholder. How do you get them into your meetings? They don't pick their phone calls, they don't respond to emails, and you as a project manager need to ensure that you have them in your meetings. So a lot of what you're going to be doing, so we call it massaging egos, right? When you have a senior stakeholder like that, you need to find a way to get them involved and excited to attend these meetings. So a lot of what you're doing is people management, using your soft skills, your communication skills, your negotiation skills, and your people management skills as well to ensure that everyone is motivated and the project is successful. So your job is to ensure ultimately the team are doing what they need to do and you have a fully completed project of high quality within budget and timeline. Okay, let's have a look at the next role. Reverse psychology. If you want to call it that, then yes, but you will find that a lot of what you will be doing in the tech world is dealing with people. And this is where your emotional intelligence skills are so important, how you're dealing with others, how you're having challenging conversations, and so on and so forth. So there is another role that you could go for, and this is a PMO analyst role. And a PMO analyst stands for a project management officer or program management officer. Have any of you heard of this role at all? Oh, someone is doing that currently. Okay. Okay. So 2 words come to mind when talking or speaking about this role: governance and compliance. And think of a police officer. So what is the role of a police officer here in the UK? Not in Nigeria, here in the UK. What are they meant to be doing? Making sure that everyone is conforming to standards and enforcing the law, and so on and so forth. And ultimately, that is the role of a PMO analyst. Your job is to ensure that there is compliance, standardization, and governance processes and procedures all being upheld or adhered to within the project environment. So you are the one to ensure that everyone is dotting their I's and crossing their T's. For this type of role, you need to be someone that has good attention to detail. You're very, very organized. You know, you like to get things done. You like things in a certain way. You know, you're not afraid to tell off the project manager if the project manager is not doing what they need to do. But your job is to ensure that there are processes in place, policies in place, and everyone is adhering to these processes and policies. With this kind of role, if you come from a banking background, a legal background, PPI, or quality assurance, or even HR, this is actually a very, very good role to go for. I would say effectively with this role, you're more of a deputy project manager. Yes, absolutely. So how it would work is the project manager owns the project, right? And then of course they would have a BA and you are under the project manager. So you're not really managing people per se, unless, let's say, for example, the project manager is on holiday and then they delegate to you. So a lot of what you're doing is more of behind the scenes, but sometimes you might need to represent the project manager in meetings or stakeholder meetings and everything else in between. So yeah, more at the back end. Are any of you interested in this role? Give me a yes or a no. I think for me, it's an absolute no. I do not like paperwork. I don't do admin. No, but it pays good money. And if you're already coming from a certain background, like I said, banking, compliance, and PPI and all of that, then this is a good role to transition into. Okay, let's have a look at another role. So Yetunde, for example, currently working as a quality analyst or quality assurance. So this would be a very good role for you to transition into. Okay, so the business analyst. So how many of you on the call are BAs? You want to be a BA, you're adamant you're a BA. Yeah, you're very inquisitive. You like to ask questions. Why, when, how? You're very analytical. You're nosy. In a nice way, but you love to investigate situations and you love to analyze information. You love to look at data and all of that, then you are a business analyst. So as a business analyst, you are the solution provider. And what does that mean? So let's say we're working on a project, right? And the aim of that project is to build a house. And the role of the project manager is to do what? Manage, monitor, control, PMO, quality assurance, etc. Where do you come in as a business analyst? Your job is to identify. So they've given us a project mandate, and the aim of the project is to build a house. So your job is to identify the type of house, the location, the budget that the client has in mind, and why they're initiating this type of project. So are they building a house for marketing or business needs? Are they building the house because they're moving the family or expanding the family? Are they building this house or moving because of the location where they are at the moment, and so on and so forth? So this is called requirement gathering. So a lot of what you are doing as a business analyst is understanding the why of why there's a problem within the business, or the why of why a project needs to be initiated. You're not just understanding and identifying the why, you're also coming up with a proposal or the solution to that problem. So as a business analyst, your job is to provide the solution to the problem. Your job is to identify what is happening currently within an organization, analyze the data, analyze the problems, do your own investigations, and then propose the solution and implement that solution. So for example, SWOT analysis, competitor research, feasibility and research, looking at what the competition is doing, looking at the top 5 trends in the next couple of years, and so on and so forth. So a lot of what you're doing is research. A lot of what you're doing is analyzing information, interpreting information as well, and then looking at the bigger picture. So as a business analyst, you are doing, yes, very, very similar to what a data analyst would do. And I would advise that if you are interested in the role of a business analyst, then it's nice for you to have some sort of data analysis experience, because you will be looking at a lot of data. So for example, let's say I'm selling cakes and I built a website, and then I am complaining because I'm not getting enough sales. I would hire a business analyst. And as a business analyst, you would need to check the website and identify how many people went on the website. When they went on the website, how long were they on the website for? And when they did go on the website, did they make a purchase? Yes or no? And then you would need to look at the competition. Is it, for example, Jackie has opened a shop where 5 other people are selling the same thing. So again, that is what the business analyst does. They dig deeper, they investigate, they analyze, and then come up with the solution. Oh yes, looking at social media, do they have a strong presence on social media? Yes or no? So I feel like the role of a business analyst is actually very, very interesting because you're coming up with data-driven solutions, you're looking at the competition, you're identifying strengths and weaknesses of a business, you're looking at the predicted trends in the next couple of years. You're the one that really investigates and analyzes and identifies and then pieces it all together. So this is where you would work with the project manager. Project manager is just to monitor, control, and make sure everyone is doing what they need to do. But the business analyst is really the one to investigate and get the answers that is needed from the client or from the business itself. If you don't have data analysis experience, it's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. But now, do we understand? So BAs focus more on the requirements. And a lot of what you're going to be doing is requirement gathering and requirement elicitation. What does that mean? You're sitting with a client who, for example, wants to sell cakes or build a website to sell cakes. And you're now asking them, why do you want to sell cakes? What is the motive for this? What is your budget? How many locations do you have in mind? And so on and so forth. So do we understand now where the project manager comes in, where the BA comes in, and where the PMO comes in as well? And like I mentioned in TriTech, we train you in everything, so you have knowledge in everything. I think Emmanuel mentioned, for example, that that's what helped him when he secured his role. So, BAs in the house or hybrid. So if you're just a hybrid, just give me a yes. Or you're adamant that yes, TriTech does hybrid, but regardless, I want to just focus on PM, BA. So just put it in the chat, whether you're PM, BA, or hybrid. And then let's have a look at the next slide while we're doing that. So let me know in the chat, PM, BA, hybrid. Yes, it's nice to see that we have more hybrids. And that is what we promote in TriTech. Okay, so very, very quickly, we are going to wrap up shortly, and we're doing, really, really good with time. So this is a case study from one of our success stories, Adejoke Tijani, who was a care worker. So remember that there were a lot of you on the call that talked about or, mentioned in the chat that you come from a care background. So she was a care worker, a mother of 4, actually. She used to work for the NHS and she wanted to make a career change. So that was her background. She was recommended by a family member. I think I remember that person, Kofo it was, yes, who got her success story in TriTech and then referred Adejoke. Now, what was Adejoke's challenge? She had no experience, obviously been in the care industry for a very, very long time, and also just had baby number 4. So she's a mother of 4 kids. So what was her solution? She joined TriTech and actually got a lead role. So when she was doing her work experience, she got the lead role as a project manager. She was able to bring in some of that experience from the care industry, dealing with people, managing risks, managing issues. And I guess a lot of what you're doing is dealing with people. So she was able to bring in some of those skills into her tech journey. And after 6 months, so what was her outcome? After 6 months, she was able to secure a full-time project manager role working remotely. So from doing all of those shift works that some of you do, remember I said that when you get into tech, it will change your life, work-life balance, and also financially as well. So she was able, a mom of 4. So imagine you're doing shift work and you're being a mother or a father as well. So her life has changed. She's able to stay at home with her kids a lot more. And of course, get more money as well. So that is Adejoke from a care worker to a project manager in tech. Next slide, please. So I'm hoping that a lot of the care workers on the call can relate to her story, because some people will say, oh, yeah, I only have a care background, or, I have no experience, or, I never went to school, or I've never worked before. And, the beauty of the program is that, from no experience at all, we will train you and equip you, and then hopefully you will be able to get your success story. Okay, so this is just a guide to help you transition into tech. So at the top, you've got 3 roles: a project manager role, a business analyst role, and a PMO analyst role. And then underneath, you have different professions. And what you need to do is find where you fit in. We don't have all professions on here, but we have just a few. So for example, if you look at the role of a project manager, underneath we've got doctor, nurse, teacher, a sales manager, a delivery manager, a retail experience, or a chef. I think there were 1 or 2 chefs on the call. So what we are advising only is entirely up to you. And like I said to you, hybrid is what we do in TriTech. But what we are advising is that if you fall into any of those categories, then it's easier for you to transition into the role of a project manager. So as a chef, for example, do we have any chefs on the call? I think we do, 1 or 2. It's a huge role. You're managing people, you're having to, sorry, I don't cook, but yeah, you're having to like get the food ready and then manage all the mini chefs to do what they need to do. The food needs to be of high quality within a certain time. If I've ordered something, I don't want to be waiting an hour, 2 hours. So it's a very demanding role, and it's a role that has a huge amount of responsibility and accountability. Very, very similar to the role of the project manager. Yeah. And then we've got business analysis. So for a business analyst, if you're an engineer, a doctor, an accountant, a financial advisor, a scientist, a lecturer, or professor. So if you remember Ayotunde, for example, he was an accountant because he was able to look at lots of figures and data. So do we have any engineers, doctors, accountants, scientists? I think I saw 1, a lecturer or professor on the call. We would advise that you focus on this role because of the transferable skills that you have already. As an accountant, we love our accountants, but your job is to do what? Look at figures and analyze figures and make sure that people are doing what they need to do and understanding the business and everything else. And essentially, that is what a business analyst does. So can you see that regardless of what you're doing, there are some aspects that you can bring in to the tech world? Yeah? Of course you love us back, Kofi. Okay, and then for the role of a PMO analyst, yeah? So can we remember what the PMO analyst does? There were 2 words that I talked about. I compared them to police officers here in the UK, and compliance and exactly, governance, etc. So if you come from a HR background, a law or legal background, care, so if you're a care worker or care assistant, quality assurance or quality analyst, compliance, or you come from a banking or PPI background, then it's easier for you to transition into the role of a PMO analyst. So let's look at, do we have anyone from any of these professions? HR, law, care, quality assurance, banking, etc. Yeah, so let's look at, for example, the legal backgrounds. We love our lawyers, right? They're all about making sure that, yeah, everyone does what they need to do. They know their rights. Yeah, they bring compliance and make sure that, everyone is whatever, crossing and dotting their I's and so on and so forth. HR, we know what HR is all about. Yeah. a banking background. We know banking is all about compliance and, you know, customer data and making sure that we're following processes and so on and so forth. So again, there are aspects of HR, law, quality, compliance, and banking that you can use to transition into the role of a PMO. So this is just a guide only. Remember that I mentioned that in TriTech, regardless, hybrid is what we do. Banking and business oriented. So for example, if you're in banking, then yeah, it would be PMO. Drop some of your professions in the chat and I will see if I can advise accordingly. I just want to wrap up because we're nearly towards the end of the session. Chemical engineering would be a business analyst, banking, PMO, insurance, care, I've mentioned already, is PMO, a business owner, project manager, telecoms, customer service, you could do all, support worker, PMO, medical lab would be a BA, logistics, definitely a business analyst, HR, PMO, accountant, and tax assistants would be business analysis. Yes, marketing, lawyer, definitely PM. A work coach, I would say project management. A project supervisor, sorry, it would definitely be project management. Architecture would be business analysis. Restaurant manager and nursery practitioner would definitely be project management as well. Microbiologist, business analysis. Quality assurance analyst would be PMO. A linguist would be PMO or project manager. This is just a guide only. A statistics teacher would definitely be business analysis, definitely. Okay, but remember that it's key to have an open mind. This is just a guide, but it's entirely up to you what you want to focus on. Property manager would be a project manager. Okay, next slide, please. A physics teacher, you could do project management and also business analysis. Okay, so we're getting to the juicy part where we're going to announce the discount, and trust me, it's juicy, right? So let's have a quick run through the program and what it normally costs. So you would have your project management training, your business analysis training, and also now AI training as well. Included in your package is your practical work experience, your regular knowledge sharing sessions, access to your career coaching for 4 weeks, mentorship for interviews, recently introduced LinkedIn optimization, access to the amazing TDL platform, regular immigration sessions for those of you that need it, networking platform, and referencing. So every one of these processes is included in your program. So we're not going to come back to you in a couple of months and say, bring more money, or you have to pay for this, or you have to pay for that. Everything that I have mentioned and everything on this screen is included in your package. Okay, so 13 steps. It used to be 10 because I'm really funny with numbers. 13 for me is not my number, but you know, we've added more. So for example, LinkedIn optimization is something that we've just recently added. Immigration sessions is also something that we've just recently added as well. And AI is also something that we've just recently added. Okay, let's have a look at the next slide. Also for guys, that reminds me, the giveaway, I need to know the winner. So we're going to announce the winner of the person that answered the most questions. Is that correct? Okay. And that person would be given the training package for free. So you will get the PMBA package for free. We do this all the time just to make it fun and make sure that the session is interactive. So I'm waiting for them to announce the winner. So it's not on me. So nobody come for me, come for them. Okay, so for those of you that sign up today, you would have the opportunity to select any of these mini courses also included in your package. So you have the option of either Microsoft Office training, for those of you perhaps not proficient with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, or you have the opportunity of selecting UI UX training. Does anyone know what a UI UX professional does? Any guesses? So this is quite good if you're very creative. So UI stands for user interface and UX stands for user experience. So let's think about WhatsApp. Yeah, we all have WhatsApp. You know, what comes to mind when you think about WhatsApp in terms of the look and the design of WhatsApp? What's the first thing that comes to mind? So let's think about our WhatsApp. What's the first thing? The look and the feel. What's the color? What's the color of WhatsApp? Green. Yeah, it's never been blue. It's never been yellow. It's never been red. Yeah, so we're looking at UI right now, the user interface, the look and the feel of WhatsApp. Yeah, and then when you send a message and somebody reads that message, what happens? What happens? You get the ticks, right? And then you get the blue ticks. So these are examples of, you know, the exterior of WhatsApp. How does WhatsApp look? Is it pleasing to the eye? Think about your emojis. Yeah, think about the filters that you have on your WhatsApp and so on and so forth. Yeah, so that's what we mean by UI. UX, on the other hand, refers to user experience. So think about how you interact with WhatsApp. Think about how you use WhatsApp. So what are the many things that you can do with WhatsApp? Over the years, it's user-friendly. You can do files now, can't you? You can block people, you can view their status. And then for some of you that don't want people to see that you've viewed their status, you can put yourself in privacy mode. I don't know why people do that, but yeah. Then you can do voice notes. I love voice notes. I'm big on voice notes. In actual fact, don't call me. Let's just do voice notes back and forth. For some of us that are very, very naughty, when you send those messages out of anger, they disappear. So after a while, those messages can disappear. Status, you can do voice notes on your status right now. You can do polls in any of the WhatsApp groups. You can also restrict people from adding you to random WhatsApp groups. That was a dream come true for me. Yeah. So that refers to the experience that you have with WhatsApp. So there's actually a role, which is what the UI UX designer would do. They're all about creating products in terms of the look and the feel of that product, and in terms of the interaction, how you interact, use, and interrelate with that product as well. So it's entirely up to you which of the courses you go for when you sign up today. So just very, very quickly, if you were to choose between the two of them, which one would you go for? Would you go for the first one or the second one? Let me know in the chat. I would definitely go for the second one because, you know, imagine you putting your CV together and also highlighting that you have UI UX experience. It's fantastic. So for those of you that sign up today, you would have access to any of these free courses. You would simply select the one that you're deciding to go for, and it would be included in your package. Next slide, please. Abiola said both, happens all the time. I was expecting that from someone. Okay, so whilst the admin team are going to send me the number or the name of the person that won the giveaway, you can just send it to me on WhatsApp. Thank you. So we have an offer. £950 is the original fee, and discounted to £650. But guys, if we think about the economy right now, and if we think about the fact that this year is not smiling, do we agree, disagree? Let me know in the chat. If it's smiling for you, I'm happy for you to pay £650. But I think we can agree that this year the economy is not smiling. We can agree that some of you have started Christmas celebrations already, so therefore your mind is on Christmas. And guess what? So let's have a look at the discount that we have and the many ways in which you can pay. It's not smiling, not at all. Okay, let's have a look at the next slide. And I've also got the name of the winner. So whilst you guys are digesting the offer, so this is the offer that we have, £469 is the discount that we have for a limited time for those of you looking to pay today. So discounted from $950 to $650 to $469. And these are the many ways in which you can pay. So you have, sorry guys, so you have many, many ways to pay. You can either do full payment and text the word payment to the numbers on the screen. You have Esther, Emmanuel, or Adejoke. Or if you want to split your payments, okay, so we're making it as affordable and comfortable as possible. So 469 full payment, 469 again, instrumental payment. And you have the option of using Klarna or ClearPay, or you can do an initial deposit of £200 in which you must, I repeat, must sign the mandate in order to proceed. So we will take the balance in 4 weeks' time. So we've got many, many options available to you to ensure that you want to secure your slot. However, we only have 40 slots available for this cohort. So if you're paying now, you can text the numbers on the screen. You've got Esther, Emmanuel, Adejoke, David, and Shegun. And as someone has mentioned, you can actually select this offer, pay now, and then start in January, because in January, my fees will be going up. We've been very, very generous throughout the year, but from January, we will not be doing this. So this is now the time to jump on these offers as quickly as possible. So 469, if you would rather somebody reaches out to you, you can put your number in the chat if you're happy to do so, and then a member of the team would call you. But ideally, you want to make sure you get your name in there. There's only 40 slots available for this cohort only. I am about to announce the winner so that that person, okay. Toyin Victoria Aregbesola. Toyin Victoria Aregbesola, are you on the call? Toyin, congratulations and well done. So it's very, very important that you drop your details in the chat. Very, very important. Congratulations, Toyin. Well done. So you will get the package for free. Well done to you. And we would need your details, Toyin, to get you onboarded. So congratulations and well done. So how does Klarna work? If you've already got a Klarna account, then it would just sync automatically. With any of these payments, you can use a credit card or a debit card, or you can do a transfer. So it's either text the numbers on the screen. We only have 40 slots for this cohort, or you can put your number in the chat. Congratulations, Tony, or you can put your number in the chat and someone would reach out to you. Very, very quickly before I forget, next line for people in Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, etc. So if you are in that neck of the woods, you can text Sonia or Lola. Sonia or Lola, you can text them, text the word payment, and they would contact you. So if you're in Nigeria or Africa, you can text the numbers on the screen, Sonia or Lola, and they would give you a call back to talk you through your payment options. Okay, so let's go back to, for those of you in the UK, we have pretty much wrapped up the session, so I'm going to stay on for any last minute questions. So 469 full payment or 469 instrumental. So we try to make it as fair as possible. You can either do Klarna or ClearPay, where you do, I think it's 3 installment options if it allows you to do it, or you can do deposit £200 and then you fill the form and then the balance is taken in 4 weeks' time. So guys, what do you think about this offer? I think it's a generous offer. We have considered, you know, the state of the economy. We've considered a lot of things. And, you know, we've come up with something that I think is very, very reasonable. So, yes, Richmond, that's correct. So not 650. No. Like I said, it's discounted to 650, but this is an early bird offer for 40 people only. Yeah. So if you want to be part of the 40, it would be 469. Please do not pay 650. I mean, I would never say no, but please don't. It's 469. Okay. 469 for 40 people only. You can chat with people whose numbers are on the screen, or you can put your number in the chat and somebody will give you a call. It's entirely up to you. That's only if you pay today. So what I'm also going to do is this. If you pay today and secure your offer today, I will give you both of the short courses. So Ajoke, the only certificate that you get is a certificate of completion, which is what I spoke about at the beginning of the session. Okay. Okay. So, you know, the two short courses that we have, UI, UX and Microsoft. What we're going to do is, for those of you that sign up today, you will get both of these packages included. So effectively, it's 4 courses for the price of 1. So you're getting your project management training, you're getting your business analysis training, you're getting UI, UX as an additional course, and now Microsoft as well as an additional course. Tamara, November, what did you mean? Sorry. You're welcome, Prince. You're welcome. So do we help with jobs? So what we do is your career coaches would be the ones to show you and teach you on how to apply for jobs. But we're not going to sit with you and then help you get that job. Does that make sense? But remember that you have your LinkedIn optimization. It's a lot. So it's a lot included in the package, all inclusive. Interview preparation is on here as well. So you get your LinkedIn optimization, your mentorship for when you have interviews as well. For CV writing, we have a company that we recommend, so that we don't include that in the package any longer. And that's purely because we had an influx of CVs and we didn't want the quality to drop. So we just contracted it out to someone else. And we would give you their details. Yes, if you refer more people, you get more discounts, absolutely. So I think CV writing is about £100. It's £100. Okay, so ours is the training, the work experience, the mentorship, AI, TDL, and everything else that I've talked about today. So 469, text the numbers on the screen. Or if you want to do part payment, you've got Klarna or ClearPay, or your deposit of £200, and then you pay in 4 weeks, the balance. Yeah. Training commences. Admin, can you remind me of when training commences, please? The 2nd of November. That's it. 2nd of November. But remember that if you're not available, then you can start in January. Okay, 2nd of November. Microsoft Visio is one of the tools that you will be trained on. Okay. Yes, Iberi. So it's literally the same thing. So a lot of the training will focus on AI. So you would have your project management training and your business analysis training, but heavily focused on AI because that's the in thing at the moment. There will be aspects of Agile because Agile is still huge regardless, but it will be integrated with AI as well. Okay. The discount ends at midnight. However, do bear in mind only 40 slots available. So try and get in if you can. Do we have the dates for January? It will probably be end of January because I think from December, we know how it is, Christmas and then New Year, and then we enter the dry January, right? So it will probably be end of January. Training is for 7 Saturdays. However, like I mentioned, in January, I will be looking to introduce evening training, especially for those of you that have shift work or your care workers, etc. Because I think the feedback that we got is a lot of you you're struggling with the Saturdays. So I'm working on evening classes for next year. But the fees will be going up next year. So the prices will be going up from January. I think we've been very, very generous. I mean, the original fee is $950, but we always discount it to less than £500. The evening classes, I'm still trying to work it out, but typically I think from 7 p.m. till maybe 10 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm still trying to figure it out. Actually, let me ask you guys, so if you were to join evening classes, what time would be reasonable for you? So this is me collecting my data now as a business analyst. Thank you so much, Boacom. So 7 p.m., 5 p.m., from 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Okay, so admin, let's have a look at this data. So essentially, I'm doing the role of a business analyst right now, gathering data, and that's going to help me come up with a decision. So at the moment, weekend classes are, I think it's 10 to 4, so 7 p.m. I think 7 p.m. Yes, this session is recorded, and we will send it out. But at the moment, classes are, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the moment for Saturdays. But like I mentioned, from January, I will be looking to introduce evening classes. So for those of you that want to, secure this offer and start in January, I'm hopeful that by then we will have evening classes available because it's something that I'm working on. So Charles said, I paid for similar training earlier and materials and videos were just dumped on me. So this is why, so it's all Zoom calls. So this is why I talked about TDL, because I get this feedback a lot, okay? So TDL is not just giving you videos. TDL is your library. Does that make sense? So you're going to have your live training like so. You're going to have your training materials, your work experience, your regular mentorship sessions, your knowledge sharing sessions. So there's a lot of activity. So TDL is your library, but we're not just going to say, go and watch your videos. Does that make sense? If you don't have a laptop, it's fine. I mean, for starters, you could start with your phone, but I think the more you're getting involved in the practical elements, when you start your work experience, I would advise that you do get a laptop so you're able to use all of the tools. All of the classes are online at the moment, okay? Yes, you can use a MacBook. Okay, guys, how did you find today's session? Let me know in the chat. TDL, okay, so the moment you register, you would be given your login details to TDL. If you're using a card, I think it's automatic. But if you're doing a transfer or you're doing the £200 deposit, we would manually give you access. But our goal is to ensure that everybody has access to TDL today. Yeah, so please keep an eye out on your emails. Sometimes the login details might go to your junk or your spam. However, comfort, no, not really. Yes, Charles, absolutely. So like I mentioned, TDL, the moment you log in, you can download it as an app on your iPhone or your Android. No, nothing like additional fees. Like I mentioned, everything that I've talked about is included in your package. So we're not going to tell you to pay for anything extra. Your training, your work experience, TDL, the tools, it's all inclusive, okay? So Peter, you would need to go through Klarna because Klarna is an external company. So when you text the guys on the screen, they can send you a link. And then, yes, more scholarships. We'll keep trying. Yes, we do accept American Express as well. So with Klarna and ClearPay, it's an arrangement between you and them. Does that make sense? But that allows for you to split your payments, I think 3 or 4 times. So there's many options that we've got available for you. Full payments, 469, instrumental using Klarna, ClearPay, or initial deposit of £200 also is available. You can text the numbers on the screen. You have Esther, Emmanuel, Adejoke, David, and Shegun. or you can drop your numbers in the chat. Do bear in mind that you might get different people calling you, because the moment you drop your number, a member of the team will grab that number and give you a call. So Omoshola, you need to text the numbers on the screen, or if you don't mind, put your number in the chat and we will reach out to you the moment we end this session. So for those of you that have put your numbers in the chat, we will reach out to you immediately and ensure that you're part of the top 40. So remember that this offer is only for 40 people. And then we've hit threshold. I'm interested in the unsuccessful story. Why? Why, when we've had so much positivity, why are you interested in someone that hasn't gotten their success story? But with that being said, yes, I don't like to lie. You have people that will come on and they don't get the job. TriTech, I don't lie, okay? So yes, we have a lot of success stories, and the ones that do not get their success stories, it might mean, you know, many things. They lose interest, they're busy, they've not been able to participate on the platform, or, you know, it's just not for them. And this is why we do these tech sessions, because guess what? Tech is not for everybody. So that's why we do these sessions. So you try before you buy. So yeah, but let's focus on the success stories, not the unsuccessful success stories. Okay, guys, so just text the word payment to the numbers on the screen. Now, another thing I forgot to mention, if you're a husband, wife, brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, etc., text the word payment / sibling or payment / family, and you get a further discount. Isn't that fantastic? So if there's two of you looking to, you know, start the program and, you know, you want to join together, we give a further discount as well. Okay. So the discount in Naira would be the equivalent of what it is in pounds. So Yetunde, either text the number, 2 friends? No, Yetunde. I admire your honesty, but I said family only, okay? And send proof that you're family, your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, and everything else in between. Future wife, says Kofi. You guys are trying it. But anyway, just text the words, okay, text the word family, payment / family, adopted family, indeed. Rashid, what was your question? Account details. So Dami, we don't share the account details or put it in the chat for cybersecurity reasons, because we don't know who is who. So when you text the numbers on the screen, we then text you the account details just to ensure that you're safe, cyber safe, and we are also cyber safe. Okay, so you can text the numbers on the screen or put your number in the chat and someone would reach out to you. Remember, we're going to end this session now in less than a minute. Remember that you now have access to both of the short courses. And yeah, I think that's it. Oluremi, you need to text the numbers on the screen or put your number in the chat. Deborah, thank you very much. Congratulations to our giveaway winner. I've forgotten her name. Toyin Victoria Aregbasola, congratulations and well done to you. Thank you so much, guys. There are different numbers calling different from the numbers on the screen. Thank you, Dr. Adishona. Esther Emmanuel Adijoke. Just ask for their names. So the only people that should be calling you are Esther Emmanuel Adijoke, David, and Shogun. You're welcome, Molilola. So maybe they've. So these should be the guys calling you, yeah? Or ideally just text them on the screen. Yes, Rashid. So the whole point of you texting payment is to secure the limited time offer. So 469 is the offer that ends at midnight and it's available to 40 people only. After that, it goes to 650, which is still discounted. And like I mentioned, you can pay in full or congratulations and well done, Kofi. You can pay in full or you can do installments using Klarna, ClearPay, or an initial deposit of £200 in which you would need to sign a mandate, and then we take the balance in 4 weeks' time. So we've looked at different ways to just make the payments as easy as possible for you guys. Okay. Initial deposit for Nigeria. Guy, yes, you can use your cards as well. So you're sent a payment link. So you can either do a transfer or you can use your card. Thank you so much, Uche. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was a good session. We ended on time. Very interactive. So well done, guys. And guess what? I keep remembering things. For every one of you that attended, yes, a family member can pay for you. For every one of you that attended, whether you paid for the course or not, you would get a certificate of attendance. So admin, please take note of that. So you attended the session, you decided to join us or not, we would give you a certificate of attendance. So just make sure that when you joined us, you put in the right email address, because that's the data that we're going to use. So we've already got your data. Remember when you joined the session, you had to put in your name and your email address. So the admin team would collate that on Monday and give you your certificate of attendance. Isn't that fantastic, guys? So that's it. I think we're going to wrap up now. Please, please, please do put your details in the chat if you want to, or text the numbers on the screen. But yes, everyone is leaving with something, right? Whether you join us or not. So you'll get your certificate of attendance. For those of you that have registered, please give at least 24 hours for your TDL access, although we aim to give at least 90% of that today. Okay, so do be patient with us. However, the goal is that for every one of you that joins us today, providing, especially for those of you doing part payments, please make sure you sign the form, okay? It's very, very important because, you know, £200 is very considerate, but you must sign the mandate for the balance. The moment we see that, then we can give you access manually to TDL, okay? I just thought I'd mention that. Richmond said his wife is interested. So what you need to do, Richmond, is just text the numbers on the screen or put your number in the chat. For those of you putting your email addresses, you don't need to do that. I think that's for the certificate of attendance. Remember when you joined, you had to put your email when you logged in. Is that correct? Because I know I had to. Yes, so you don't need to put your email addresses in the chat. We already have that data, okay? So when you joined, you had to put your name and your email address. Do you remember? So we have that data already. So we would extract that. Oh, you just put your name alone. Okay. There is no number on the screen. The numbers are on the screen. You've got Esther, Emmanuel, Adejoke, David, and Shegun. So you've got their name and their number. Alternatively, drop your number in the chat and they will give you a call. Mohammed, can you put the timer so we can end the session? Is anyone doing anything? Thank you, Kofi. Thank you so much. Is anyone doing anything amazing for the rest of the day? Let me know. You're very welcome. We're going to end the session shortly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, so we will send the recording. That will probably be by tomorrow. So someone's attending a friend's wedding. That's really nice. Let me know what you're doing after today's session. Thank you so much. TDL, no. So you get the login details to TDL. So you log in and then you can download it as an app. Ramon is going clubbing. Okay. Do you enjoy yourself and come back sober and catch up on TDL? That's if you're joining us, of course. Some of you are working, Some of you, I guess you're already at work. You're about to go to work. It's showing LMS. Okay, yes, that's fine. So I'm guessing the name hasn't changed. Mohammed, can you confirm that? Oh, attending a healing stream with Pastor Chris. That's nice. Relaxing. Yeah, the recordings will go to your email. Thank you, guys. Office get together. That's nice. So, guys, 469, text the numbers on the screen, or going for a birthday party, says Vivian. Thank you for that compliment, Dan. Thank you so much. MOT, I dread that. Not for me, no. What am I going to be doing? I might socialize just later. I might, because it's been a very hectic week. It's half term, so I want to spend time with my amazing, adorable family. Going to watch the Brighton match. Interesting. Nice. So, guys, thank you so much, guys. For those of you that need to go, you can go. For those of you that are joining today, well done, congratulations, have an open mind, TDL, attend your lessons, download your timetable, take the personality test today if you can, start, playing around with TDL today if you can as well. And for those of you that are yet to join us, come back, think about us and come back and we will take you on board. But yes, do bear in mind that from January, the fees will be going up, okay? Yes, Anthony, drop your number in the chat if you're happy to do so. So for those of you waiting on a call, you can drop your numbers in the chat. Yes, so even if you've got family and friends that did not attend today's session, however, you want them to benefit from this discount, you can share the word with them. Absolutely. Thank you, Basayo. Thank you so much. So I think that's the end. That's a wrap, as they say. 469, full payments or instrumental. Minimum payment 200, or you can use Klarna or ClearPay. But thank you so much to everyone that's joined. So the recorded session, we will try to get it over to you today. I will get the admin team to work on that so that you can go through it. You have until midnight to make these payments. Bear in mind that it's only for 40 people. And then the offer will go up. So on that note, I would like to say thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Do follow us on Instagram at TriTech Consulting Limited. You'll see a lot of our success stories, and everything that we do is on there as well. And thank you so much. And thank you so much, Mohammed, for the coordination for today.
Thank you so much,
fantastic.
Doctor. We will now prepare to end the session. Well
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Amara. Thank you, Victoria. I've just seen your message. Just quickly, for anyone that wants to drop their number in the chat before we end the session, or maybe you've tried to reach out to someone and they've not responded, if you put your number in the chat, we will give you a call. Thank you so much, Vivian. Thank you. So just waiting on any last minute numbers so that the team can reach out to you. Thank you, Dr. Oluwalami. Thank you. Okay. So if you're waiting for someone or you've tried to message someone and they've not responded, thank you so much. Thank you. Talking is not easy, but if you enjoy it, you just keep going. So yes, follow us on Instagram. Look out for your certificate of attendance, even if you do not register with us. And wishing you guys nothing but success. Thank you, Mo. Bye, guys. Uche, the certificate will be sent to your email address. So like I mentioned, when you logged in, you would have had to put your name and your email address. Do you remember doing that? So that's where we get the data. Yes. So we have your email address. Do not worry. So when you get the certificate of attendance, do put it on your LinkedIn, put it on your status to show that you attended this session and you got a certificate. Okay. Deborah, you okay? Okay, guys, I think that's a wrap. Mohammed?
Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, Deborah, can you drop your number very, very quickly? I always do this because I want to make sure that, so Deborah, your login details. Okay, okay. Anyone else? Thank you, Mr. Oluremi. Thank you so much.
I was gonna say you look pretty, but someone beat me to it.
Thank you. I'm blushing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well done, Doctor. We will now end the session.
Okay, bye guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Toyin, I think that was the winner. Toyin, I'm hoping that someone grabbed her number. Toyin, can you just put your number one more time? So sorry, if you can, I just want to make sure that. So that was our winner. We want to make sure that she's onboarded. Oh, so she's based in Nigeria. Nice. Okay, that's a wrap. Bye, everybody.
Bye for now. Thank you.
Bye.